What is going on, everybody? It is Aaron Cates and welcome back to the channel. The day has finally come. We're finally getting the 22x14s painted. Now, I tossed this idea back and forth, I tossed it up back and forth in my head a lot. I was like, listen, you already paid to strip them, might as well just get them powder coated, blah, blah, blah. Well, I reached out to quite a few different powder coating companies and they were all wanting like $400 or $500 just to powder them. They're already stripped, so I mean, literally all you'd have to do is clean them and powder coat them. That's all there is to it. I had one guy try and tell me, oh, they have to be sandblasted. Just because you stripped them doesn't mean anything. Listen, I know all of you guys know who Zach Pennock is, Lacey Blair's boyfriend. I know you, like 95% of you watching this probably know who he is. I've watched so many of his videos of powder coating American forces. They're not sandblasted. Majority of the time they're just raw aluminum and he powder coats them, and I mean, he obviously knows what the hell he's doing. So that guy telling me that they had to be sandblasted to be powder coated, he was just trying to get more money out of me. He wanted almost $500 just to powder coat them. Said they're 22x14s, they're massive wheels, they're gonna take so much powder, blah blah blah. Like, this dude's obviously never seen 30x16s. Like, 22x14 is small. Come on, guy, it's 2021. Get with your game. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna paint them gloss black. But then I got to thinking, black is one of those colors that shows every flaw. It shows anything that could be wrong, you're gonna see it in black. And I was like, you know, I probably shouldn't do gloss black then. I don't want to do matte black because a lot of people don't want matte wheels. So I tossed the idea back and forth, back and forth. You guys know I love the Rust-Oleum lacquer that I painted my bumper with, I painted my interior plastics with. I love that paint. I painted these coil springs with it. It sprays good, it adheres good, I mean, it holds up good. I mean, there's no clear coat on my front bumper and it's been on there for a month and a half now. Doesn't have any fade, doesn't have any chips, anything. I mean, it's really good paint. So I bought 4 cans of silver for these. We're gonna be painting them silver because my whole intention is to resell them. I'm not trying to keep these forever. I'm not trying to run them on the truck forever, not buying new tires or anything like that for them. I'm literally just painting them so I can then mount it on those tires and I can sell them because I'm tired of having them. I regret ever trading for them. I should have kept my Swampers and just dealt with the tires leaking air. That's what I should have done. But I wanted wide wheels and I kind of got screwed over. So we're trying to recover from our losses, paint these and sell them. Now, I told you guys when I got those wheels, they were spray painted, and I'm like, listen, if you're ever gonna spray paint wheels, you're not gonna get a great finish out of them. And I mean that, unless you do it right. I've got filler sandable primer. We're gonna sand all the curb rash, any imperfections first. We're gonna prime it, feel it. If there's any imperfections, we'll sand it, and then we're gonna paint it. And then after the paint, I have 4 cans of 2K clear. And I don't mean 2 times the coverage. I don't mean Rust-Oleum 2X. I mean 2K. It is a 2-part clear. There's a normal clear and then there's a hardener in it that you have to break before you spray it. I bought 4 cans of it. It was like $80 freaking for 4 cans of the 2K clear. And it's the same as automotive clear that would be like on a vehicle like this or under the wrap on my Chevy. And you're not gonna be able to tell the difference between if these were powder coated or painted. And that's the route I'm going. So enough talking. I've got them out sitting in the sun because it's in the 60s right now. And you guys remember when I painted the plastics on this, the paint kind of had a weird reaction because of the cold and humidity. It's not very humid today. It's nice and warm out in the sunlight. So I'm gonna get all the curb rash sanded on these. There's a couple spots like right in here. There's curb rash. It's like this on just about every wheel. So I'm gonna sand it down. It's not gonna be perfect because I would have to take a lot off some areas like this where it's really deep, but I'm gonna get it cleaned up enough. And then there's areas like right in here where the dude's tire machine that took these tires off like ate up the face of my wheel. So I have to go through, sand that down. This is the wheel that I polished. So I have to go through with some wax and grease remover and remove all the polish and everything off that. We're gonna scuff everything up. I've got some Scotch-Brite scuff pads. We're just gonna scuff everything up, lay down our primer, and go from there. is sanded now. I just went around and I scuff padded each one. Everything I use in this video will always be linked down in the description. I mean, the paint, the sandpaper, the orbital sander, everything I use in this video will be linked down below. So every one of them is scuffed up. I just came through with my air compressor and blew all the dust and everything out of each one. If I had more time, say if it was 11 o'clock in the morning right now, I would probably wash all of these and then let them dry for 3-4 hours and then paint. But it's almost 3 o'clock now. I've got about 3 hours till dark, so I need to hurry up and get on it. This is the primer that I'm using. It's 2-in-1 filler and sandable. Hoping I don't have to sand anything. Everything I sanded, I mean, I sanded down everything. There's a couple little areas like right here where, see if it'll focus on it, where it's very, very light of where it was curbed before. Sorry, I'm having a hard time with English this morning, but everything is sanded down. The areas where the tire machine that took these tires off that went down in my rim, I wasn't there to see all that happen, so I don't really know what happened, but it's in every single wheel ever since the tires got dismounted, and there's like these 3 little gouges in it. I sanded all those down. There's some spots like here where I can't really sand that anymore, so I'm sure you'll be able to tell some imperfections once it's all done, but I think these are going to turn out really good. Everything that goes into painting, it's 90% prep, so I'm hoping everything turns out good. Everything's clean now, everything's sanded, and I'm gonna do 2 coats of this. I'll pitch you guys back up. You guys don't have to watch me spray paint. You guys know how that works. And this isn't the ideal setup for painting either. You guys see it's in my driveway. We're outside. I don't have anywhere I can paint in there. I mean, the porch is full. There's nothing really I can do any different about painting over underneath that overhang. So we've got them all on blocks of wood to keep them up off the ground so I can paint front and back. But just work with what you got. All of our primer is on. I used both cans. I probably could have ordered a 3rd can. I thought 2 cans would be enough just to do a couple quick coats of primer, but really 1 can was enough to do front and back of 2 wheels, and another can to do the front and back of the other 2 wheels. So I would have liked to order a 3rd can just so I could do some touch-up spots, but everything's covered. I mean, it's not as thick as I'd want the primer to be. Something that I did that I haven't seen, that I really didn't think about, that I haven't seen anyone do when they paint their wheels. You see so many videos on YouTube of people how to paint your wheels the right way, how to spray paint wheels the right way. You never see anyone do this. You never see anyone paint the back side of the lip, because normally they have the wheels on tires. They don't normally do it with the wheels dismounted. But I did this just for the sole fact of, come look at these. See how you can kind of see the top of the lip right here? My biggest concern is that, God forbid, they ever, not get 1350s and they put 1250s on them. They like the stretched look. They don't, because these are 1350s on 14 wides. You can't see the top of the lip. But if you were to get 1250s, you'd be able to see that whole lip. My concern was if I only painted the front part of the lip, the face of the lip, if I only painted right here, if they ever stretched these, it'd just be bare metal here, and they would know that, like, whoever either powder coated or painted them didn't do it the right way. So we're painting the back side of the lip just to get that added. If they ever stretch tires or anything like that, they can tell that these were painted the right way, powder coated the right way. Whatever they think is done to them, it's done the right way. Now, I know I told you we are using Rust-Oleum lacquer, but this is the exact paint that we are using. Is the Rust-Oleum Custom Premium Lacquer paint. It's a metallic silver, 50% more durable. I've used the same paint in purple to paint my bumper and my interior plastics, and the same paint in blue to paint the springs on this truck. And I will honestly say I absolutely love this paint. I will stand behind this paint. Of course, I'm not sponsored by Rust-Oleum. That would be a dream come true, but I do stand behind this paint. This paint does work really well. It sprays very well. It comes out in a fan, not the normal just spray paint that comes out in a little circle. So if you ever are spray painting something and you want to do it with a good spray paint, I highly recommend this. They have it in a lot of different colors. Go check AutoZone, Advance, O'Reilly's, or check Home Depot online. They also sell this online at Home Depot and Amazon. Okay, I will honestly say you guys probably can't tell much of a difference on camera, but in person, these things look sick. We only have the first coat on. I'm doing 2 kind of thick coats, but it is so metallic-y. Starting to see a little bit of reflection. This one's already dry. By the time I do this one, front, back, and then do back, front, front, back, back, front, it's already been like 10 minutes, but it looks sick. It looks absolutely sick. So front and back is done on all of them. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate them complete 180, like all the way around. So what's on the bottom now will be on the top. That way we can get a different lay and we're not just, you know, spraying one direction and then everything that's up top is not getting as good coverage. So we're gonna rotate this 180, 180, 180, 180. Do our second coat, let that dry, and then if we have a little bit of paint left over, I'll probably rotate them about a 90 degree and just do a little touch up here and there if there's any thin spots or anything like that. But normally with your first coat, you want to do it pretty light. Since I'd already done a coat of primer and then came in and did a coat of paint, I kind of did like a medium coat. I didn't do it super heavy to where it's going to run, but I didn't do it as light as you would with a normal first coat. So once we rotate it, we'll do a kind of a heavy coat, make sure everything's got some coverage. If we have any paint left over, we'll do that. And then it's gonna be time for some clear. I am very, very excited. I mean, honestly, these are turning out really good. When we get the 37s mounted on them, I'm getting them mounted. Today is Thursday. I'm gonna get them mounted probably Monday. And depending on how they look, I might keep these for a little while. Probably post them for sale for some like high number, and if I can get an offer close to it, then sell them. But I mean, these look pretty good. And I guess it all comes down to how they look after clear, because this style paint, it's all like a matte. It's very metallic and matte. But if we look at how these turned with the clear coat, they almost look like a candy color. They're super shiny and they look super good. So I mean, these can completely night and day difference between no clear and clear. Clear might completely change these and make them look sick, or they could stay pretty similar to this. Okay, this is the clear. It is a Spray Max 2K. This is different than 2X. This is a 2-part system. This is an automotive clear coat. This is like what goes on your vehicles or out of an actual spray gun. This is the same thing, just in a can. Got this little red thing up top right here. Pop this out. There's a trigger on the bottom. I've done a video with this stuff before when I painted a fender with it. Put this on the bottom and kind of hard. You have to hit the crap out of it, but there we go. I don't know if you could hear that on camera, but that's releasing the hardener. So now I'm gonna shake it up a lot, and I mean a lot, for like a solid 60 seconds. And then after you've shaken it for about 60 seconds, you're gonna start clearing whatever you're doing, whether it be wheels, a vehicle, I mean, whatever you're clear coating that you want to be super durable, go ahead and clear it after about 60 seconds of shaking this. Make sure you're wearing some type of mask or something. I've been wearing this the whole time. I take it off to record. So you can thank whatever you guys want to call it, COVID, Corona. I'm gonna whisper that just because of YouTube. But you can thank that for having masks. Normally you'd want like a respirator, but you can't find them anywhere. So just work with what you got, guys. But make sure you are wearing protection, because this stuff is toxic and it will harm your lungs.
Doors go up like, whoa, that money clip us now, that new now looks like, whoa, upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa. Neighborhood on the scene, neighborhood on the strip, neighborhood be the name, neighborhood no crib, neighborhood.
Last coat is finished, and these things, they look good. They look so good. Yeah, as you can tell, it is very glossy. Now, I am going to hand polish these and wax these, which will make these look even better. And I mean, I just finished the last coat. I did 3 coats on the face and the barrel, I did 2 coats on the lip and on the back. So I wanted the face and the barrel to be the shiniest part, because those are what's going to be seen the most. But I still wanted some 2K on the front and the back just for protection, because I mean the 2K is what a lot of your protection comes from. That's your protective layer, that's your clear coat. So hopefully these dry very nice. I am going to move them up onto the porch in about an hour or two once they get a little bit drier, but I'm going to completely allow them 24 hours to dry before I even touch them. After about 24 hours, I am going to hand polish them and wax them, make them look a little bit better. I will do all that on camera, but that will be in a separate video. And then in about a week, we will be getting them mounted. I said Monday, but I was told that we won't be home Monday, so it'll have to probably be next Thursday, and get them mounted and see how they look on the tires. I think them being on tires is going to make it look even better, and then I think them being on this is just going to look 100 times better. And I'm so happy these are finally done, because I want to get pictures of this so bad, and you guys can tell the wheels that are on it would not look good in pictures. I've completely ran out of pictures to use, and honestly I'm ready to get pictures of it squatted so I can get rid of the squat, because I mean once that squat's done, it's going to look like a completely different truck. It's going to look 1,000 times nicer. And then hopefully this year in 2021 we will have our new setup coming once these right here are gone. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you learned anything, drop a like on it. If you're new here, go down and hit that subscribe button, and just thank you guys for watching. I'll give you guys one last look at these wheels before the next video. So as you can tell, they're very, very glossy. Like I said, they're still wet, so I don't want to touch them. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.